Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. From Pakistan School Salala, Mr. Zaram Shahid is here to explain you some basic information about periodic table.
Assalamu alaikum dear students. Here you can see a periodic table before you. Periodic table is arrangement of elements in a unique way. As we have studied, vertical lines in the periodic table, they are called as group. Horizontal line in the periodic table are called as periods. Yesterday in previous lesson we have talked about that there are certain blocks in the periodic table. Main periodic table blocks are A block and B block. A block periodic tables have this first two lines, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8A, total 8 groups. So A block contains 8 groups and B block contains 10 groups, and these are B block are called as transition elements, and A block have certain deviants that we will discuss one by one. A block 1A is also named as alkali metals and 2A is named as alkaline earth metals. Then comes boron. Boron family starts from boron, carbon family, nitrogen family, oxygen family, halogens. 7 group is called as halogens, and last 8 group is called as 0 group, inert group, because it do not have some reactivity properties. They don't have any compounds found yet, only except few compounds of this element xenon. If we talk about this alkali metals, they all when dissolved in water they produce alkali. Alkali means they have some basic properties. pH greater than 7. Alkaline earth metals, again they are alkalis in nature, but they are found in earth crust a lot. Magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radon are its member. Alkali metals are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Now if we move towards another classification after A block and B block, another classification, other blocks we have studied that S block, P block. 1A group is divided into first 2 block comes into S block, 3 to 8 comes into P block. S blocks means their valence shell configuration means last shell, valence shell, outermost shell configuration, electronic configuration ends in S subshell. If the S subshell can have only 2 electrons, so there are 2 blocks. S1 contains if S subshell contains 1 electron, it will be 1A. If S shell is completely filled, S2, it will be like second 2A block. 3A block, definitely it would have its S completed, then electron jumps into P block, so it would be P1, carbon would be P2, nitrogen would be P3, oxygen family P4, P1, P2, P3, P4 and then P5. Last halogens P6 means their electronic configuration is complete. So we can have division of S block and P block. Then comes D block. Maximum number of electron in D subshell are 10, so there are 10 blocks. For D, they all are transition metals that we will not study yet, we will be studying in our higher grades. Then there is another block that is called as F block. They are also transition elements because they all started from here. If we place these 2 blocks over here, there will be expanded form of periodic table. That to reduce that we have to minimize to get minimized form of periodic table, we got this arrangement. So maximum number of electrons in F block are 14. So you can see there are 14 blocks, you can count them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, and that's it. Now what other information we can see from the periodic table is that group are vertical line and group number tell us number of electron in the valence shell. Then there are periods, horizontal lines, they are called as periods and they tells us shell. So electronic configuration, number of electrons, they are major role in their chemical properties. So chemical properties mainly depend upon electrons and mainly in the valence shell electrons. So now our task is to see electronic configuration. If we talk about electronic configuration for hydrogen, it would be S1 that already we studied. Now which shell it is using, it will tell us the period number. So its electronic configuration would be 1s1. Again S1, but which S1? Shell number tell us 2s1. So periods tell us shell number. So valence electronic configuration 2s1, 3s1 for sodium, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1 and 7s1. Over here beryllium, what would we see? Beryllium electronic configuration valence we are talking about, it would be 2s2 because full block is s2. Only we need to write counting 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, 6s2, 7s2. So it's amazing. Now we are going to electronic configuration for the p block. If we talk about p block electronic configuration, we can see p block number 1 group is boron family. We have our task is to see its valence shell configuration. So which shell it is lying? It is lying in second shell. 2s2 is already completed for it. Then the electron will jump. After completing 2s2, it will be going into p. And p, which p? 2. 2s2, 2p1. 2s2, 2p2. 2s2, 2p3. 2s2, 2p4. 2s2, 2p5. 2s2, 2p6. So without knowing their atomic numbers, we by looking at the position of element into the periodic table, we can tell its valence shell configuration. That's great. So if we are supposed to, let's going without doing all, we select any element from here. Suppose this, I don't know the name of the element and we don't know its atomic number, but we know its position. We will see it's lying in 5th group here, and which period? 4. So what will be the electronic configuration? We have to manage 5 electron. Group number tells us total number of electron, and shell tells us, period tells us shell number. So its shell number is 4, and total we have to manage 5 electron in the valence shell. So the electronic configuration will be 4s2, 4p3. 3 and 2 makes 5. Thank you very much. Hopefully you understand many information about periodic table, and you would be able to write electronic configuration and recognize groups and periods, valence shell electronic configuration of elements from looking in the groups and periods of the periodic table. Do practice a lot, finish your assignment on time and submit in the Google class. Thank you very much.